I don't know how I lived without this before. Welcome back to the Waves channel. I'm Bradley Denniston, and in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to unmask frequencies the easiest way, the most musical way, the 2024 and into the future way. Seriously, this is going to be a really cool video for you if you're looking for more separation in your mix. And if you're not subscribed to the channel right here on the Waves side of things, you better subscribe because there's going to be a ton of content creators coming at you that are really dope, giving you guys a lot of game. So let's dive right into unmasking frequencies and giving you huge separation in your mix. I'm so excited about this one. Let's go. Let's listen to the very last chorus of this song, which gets really big. It has string section, it has horns, it has multiple stacks and layers of vocals, and it's just getting out of control. And I want to make sure that the vocals really stand out and stay on top of everything. So let's just listen.
Go ask your heart.
Thing here for me is I don't want to just add a bunch of EQ to the vocal. 3K, 5K, 10K, 12K. I don't want to do that. I want to keep these vocals nice and warm and make them feel really timeless. That's what I'm going for. This is an indie soul record. Keep them warm. All right. So if I want to keep those warm, but I also want to separate the mix and not get it in the way of the horns and the strings, I'm going to start by sending all the horns and strings to a horns and strings bus. All right. So that's where all of the horns and strings are going now. Let's listen to just the very last bit here of the chorus with the horns and strings soloed. That's taking a lot of warmth. It's taking a lot of the mid-range, a lot of that 200 hertz to 2K, right where the vocal would sit, especially the warmth of vocal. So I'm going to bus all the vocals to a vocal mix bus, which I already have here, and they sound like this, soloed out.
Holding you real tight, it's not the love you had in mind.
All right, now those together, we have this.
Holding you real tight, it's not the love you had in mind.
So we're losing some of that side stuff and the depth and dimension of the vocals. And I have a lot of layers of the vocals. There's a bunch of harmonies, there's doubles, there's stacks, etc. Right? So what are we going to do? We're going to go to the horns and string bus, and we're going to use this brand new plugin that is completely insane. It's the Curves Equator, and I'm going to put it on the horns/strings bus. Okay, so this is what this looks like right here. Now the trick here is to use the sidechain. So we're going to go up to the sidechain and we're going to pick the vocal mix bus as our sidechain. So we're going to be listening to the vocals in the sidechain of this plugin. All right, so that's going to be this bus 2 here. Now I'm going to turn on the sidechain, and then there's this learn function where if I hit this button, I can then play it and it will learn the pretty much a frequency map of what the vocals are doing on the sidechain. Okay, so let's do that.
Holding you real tight, it's not the love you had in mind. Rolling in my head, dreams of you and someone else's life.
So now we can take this knob here and we can bring this up and down. And this is basically setting your threshold with the curve. That red line is going to be the curve of what your vocals are in the sidechain. So check this out. So what this is going to do basically is try to carve space for the vocals. It's going to duck just the range of that vocal imprint.
Holding you real tight, it's not the love you had in mind. Rolling in my head, dreams of you and someone else's life.
Automatically, you have separation because we're only affecting the vocal curve and we're taking just the vocal space out of the horns and strings. That's all we're doing. And we're doing it in the most musical way possible. This plugin is insane. I don't know how I lived without this before. Now, there are other plugins on the market that do similar stuff to this, but this does some extra stuff as well. For example, this rider function here, if you turn this on, you can see when on, reduction amount is dynamically adjusted based on the sidechain audio levels. So as the singing is happening, if we go louder, softer, like it's going to ride that, which is really cool. So we'll turn the rider on and we won't do as much. And then I'll show you some other features of this that are gonna blow your mind, truly. So check this out.
Holding you real tight, it's not the love you had in mind.
complete separation. And one of my favorite things about this plugin is it uses linear phase EQ curves. So we're talking about complete linear phase. We're getting rid of distortion. We're getting rid of phasing and artifacting with this plugin. So that's something really, really powerful. The designers of this plugin just absolutely crushed it. Sounds insanely good. And I'm going to show you one more thing that I really love about this. If I go over here, I can see the crossover points. And now I have a multi-band version of this. So I can get really, really specific with this. For example, if I want to go in here where the vocal really is this 1K to 2K area, right? So I'm going to bring this in a little bit. And over here, I can let the warmth of those horns and strings, especially the bass string and the cellos, just let those sing a little bit more. And we'll just duck the 1K, really like the, 500 to 2K sort of area. Might even bring this up to like, 3K or so. Right? And then really focus on just this. And then we can even bring this up and this up as well. And let the top of the violin solos and stuff like that touch this. Okay. So check this out. What we can do with this is really shape the way it's affecting the audio.
Holding you real tight. It's not the love you had in mind. Rolling in my head. Dreams of you and someone else's life. It's not the love you had in mind. Rolling in my head. Dreams of you and someone else's life.
And this is literally it. This one plugin to give you a lot more separation, a lot more dimension, and you can really hear the vocals start to stand out a lot more. So I'll give you one last A/B, and if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments.
Holding you real tight. It's not the love you had in mind. Holding you real tight. It's not the love you had in mind.
That's all I got for you in this video. If you guys have any other questions about Curve's Equator, drop them in the comments. If you got something out of the video, show some love and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I'll see you guys next time.